Taking a deep breath in. Inhale, rising up through the spine, spine growing tall. And then exhale, letting go of any weight in the shoulders, any tension. And maybe take a couple of these breaths here. Inhale, imagine growing taller. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Taking this time just to settle into your breath, settle into your body. The legs can be crossed, or soles of the feet together, or maybe just straight in front, whatever feels good for you. And so gradually starting to slow down the breath. The inhale is deep, all the way down into the pit of the belly. And then the exhale is slow, relaxed. And so just taking these few moments to center yourself in the here and now. Trying to switch off from your day. If the shoulders are starting to feel a bit more relaxed, maybe just gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. Slight lift through the front ribs and chest. And now doing a quick scan from head to toe, checking in with the body. Noticing what's good, what's bad. Any aches and pains, you can stay mindful of them during the class. Of course, this evening we're focusing mainly on the back, neck, shoulders. We'll be doing some side stretches, side bends, and twists as well. So really stretching through the back muscles, the core muscles, lengthening through the sides. Okay, and let's take 3 deep breaths here, in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. All right. Dropping chin to chest. Let's just start off with a little bit of neck movements. So doing our little pendulum swings from left to right here. Imagine that chin drawing up along each collarbone. If you've any sort of neck pain or tightness there, then just keep the movements really small. Otherwise, you can go a bit bigger. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed and the head heavy. And still breathing here, feeling the breath move in around the chest, shoulder area. And then let's start to come into full neck circles here. So it's circling the chin up and around and then down around the other side. Take it nice and slow, just work to your own pace. And next time you bring chin to chest, changing direction, inhaling up and around, exhaling down the other side. Lovely. Next time, chin to chest. Pausing here for a moment, and then on your next inhale, coming back up to center. And then we'll just turn, gaze out over the right shoulder. So feeling that stretch through the back of the neck. Trying to relax. And then maybe on an exhale, seeing if you can go a little deeper into it, only if it feels good. Often what can help here is gazing right out to the very far side of the eyes. So out to the right side here as we turn to the right. Deep breaths. One more inhale here. And exhale back to center. Take a breath in here and then exhale, turn to the left. And again, taking your time here, and it might only be tiny little micro movements, but seeing if you can go a little deeper into the twist of the neck. Obviously, avoiding any pain. Gazing right out to the corners of the eyes. Serious side eye. And deep breaths. One more inhale here. And exhale back to center. Okay, moving down to the shoulders. This one's always fun as we learn our right from our left. So we're going to take our right wrist in our left hand and then reaching out to the left side, and you're gently pulling the arm, the right arm, using the left hand. And then your gaze here, you could either follow that right hand, or you could come into a twist again and gaze out over your right shoulder instead. Now the shoulder has a tendency to go high here, so try and relax that right shoulder down. And obviously you don't want to pull your arm out of the socket, but you just want a decent grip there, just a bit of tension in the arm. Lovely. One more in-breath and exhale back to center, and then take the left arm up, grab the wrist, and then reach out to the right side. So gently pulling with the right hand, relax the shoulder, and then you can follow the fingertips with your gaze or twist and look out over the left shoulder. Lovely. One more in breath. And exhale, release. And then bring the hands down by the sides. And then a few shoulder shrugs here. Nice and slow. Inhale high towards the ears. Exhale, drop them back and down. Lovely. And then let's just take those hands behind the back, clasping the fingertips or fingers and squeezing the palms together. And if you can here, try and keep a bend in the elbows. Keep the shoulders rolled back and down. And a couple of breaths here deep into the center of the chest, the heart center. One more inhale here. And exhale, release the arms. Maybe a few shoulder shrugs again, a little smaller. Okay. Staying in our seats. If the legs are crossed, then maybe just change the feet over. And we'll come to moving all the way down to the pelvis and our rocking and rolling here. So grounding through those sit bones again, trying to imagine that pelvis tilting forward a little and then the spine going tall out of the pelvis. Keeping the chest lifted, inhale, leaning forward, exhale, leaning back. Inhale forward, exhale back. So this can be fast or slow movement depending on how you feel. Easing your way into it, seeing how the pelvis feels, the hips, pelvic floor muscles. Always feels different every day, just depending on what sort of activity you've been doing, whether you've been sitting down a lot. Okay, let's rock from side to side next. And then rolling. So circling the pelvis around and around as if you're just rolling about in a bowl. Deep breaths here. Inhale all the way down, deep into your body. The inhale like an anchor. And then exhale, releasing tension. And changing direction with these circles. Okay, lovely. Let's make the circles smaller and smaller, coming back to center. And once you're back center, hands to the knees or thighs, roll the shoulders back and down. And just take a moment here, observing breath and body. Some basic turns. We've worked the very top of the spine, the very bottom of the spine. Now we need to start working the middle bits. Okay, let's come into some forward bends. So we will come into a wide angle forward bend first. And let's take the bend knee option here. So the feet are on the floor. And you're going wide with the legs, but you don't have to go too wide. Now, if it's open to you, you could go as wide as you wanted and get that nice stretch for the inner thighs as well. But what we mainly want to focus on is that forward bend. So don't worry about that. Just have them comfortably wide apart, grounding through the feet. And then inhale, lift up or reach up through the hands, and exhale, drop the hands to the mat or floor and just imagine sinking forward. Keeping the spine long though all the time. So just like in any forward bend, we want the spine to be long. Focus on that lengthening with the inhale. And then on the exhale, see if you can sink a little deeper, but that just might be down to gravity. The head and neck can relax. So instead of wanting your chest here to drop further towards the mat, which means you'd be rounding the back, we want the lengthening to happen not only through the spine, but also the front of the body, so through the ribs and chest as well. Okay, on the next inhale, coming back up. And then we will straighten out the legs. So this time just the heels on the mat and everything's always in the way. Heels on the mat, the feet are flexed. Sitting nice and tall and then turning to face that right leg. And then inhale, reaching up and exhale, forward bend over that leg. But again, it's not about getting the chest down to the leg. You want to keep the spine long, but you can relax the head and neck. So slowing down the breath here. On the next inhale, coming back up and back to center. And then we'll come to the other side. So turning to face over that left leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Lengthening through the spine. Relaxing on the exhale. Keeping those leg muscles engaged as well, really gluing them to the mat. Okay, inhale, back up to center. And just take a moment here, the nice tall spine. All right, we come into a simple twist. So let's bend the left leg. Tuck the foot in along the right leg or thigh somewhere. Take an in-breath here and then very simply exhale, twist out to the left side. So left hand behind you on the mat, right hand to the thigh. Gazing over the shoulder if it's okay with your neck. And deep breaths here. Remember the breath does your work for you in the twist. One more inhale here and exhale back to center. And then let's come up onto that left foot. So adjust it whatever way you need. If it needs to move a bit further away from the body, that's fine. And then we're bringing the arms inside of the left leg. Reach out through the hands and arms. Try and keep them low enough though so you can brace that left arm against the left leg. Take an in-breath here and then exhale, open out through that right arm. Gaze out at the right thumb and then gently push against the left leg with the arm and push back with the leg. Lovely, reaching wide as you can go. Maybe feeling the work around the shoulder blades, breathing into that area. Lovely, one more inhale And exhale, release, back to center. And then we'll change sides. So tuck the right foot in first of all. And our twist first. So taking in, taking in breath here, and then exhale, twist out to the right side. Right hand behind on the mat, left hand along the leg. Gazing over the right shoulder, if that's okay with the neck. Breathing slowly, deeply. Relaxing into the twist. Lovely. One more inhale here. And exhale, back to center. And then coming up on that right foot. Make it as comfortable here as you need. And then stretching both arms out with the right arm against the right leg. Take an in-breath here and then exhale, open out through the left hand and arm. Gaze back at the left thumb. Couple of deep breaths here with the arms open as wide as you can go. And again, just bracing the arm against the leg and vice versa. One more inhale and exhale, release. Back to center. Let's bring the legs in a little closer together and lean back in the hands and then just shake out the legs. All right, let's come over to hands and knees. We'll do our cat-cows first of all. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, starting with a nice flat back. So tabletop pose. Engage in the belly a little here, so just hugging in those muscles in, keeping the organs in place. And then once you're ready, inhaling, dropping the belly towards the mat, gazing up to the ceiling. And exhale, drop the head, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly towards the mat, gazing up into cow pose. And then exhale, drop the head, round the back into cat pose. So keep going here, let your breath guide the movement. And of course, if it works for you, you could always pause at the top of the in-breath in cow pose, just for a moment or two, and then exhale. Pause at the bottom of the breath again for a moment or two, and then start into your next round. So really focusing in on that movement all the way from the base of the skull down to the pelvic region, tailbone. Checking in, seeing how the spine feels, and then all of those muscles connecting around the spine. And checking in with the shoulders and the hips as well. Okay, after the next in-breath, exhale back to center. And we'll just take a moment here in tabletop and we'll drop the head and neck. So we're looking back at the legs. And just let the head become really heavy here, and then you can gently shake it, nod a few times, whatever sort of movement feels good there. And then slowly inhale, bring the head back up again. Okay, we'll do a little bit of gentle core work here. So straighten out the right leg first. Keep the toes on the mat. And try not to kind of turn the hip out to the side too much. So keep that right hip down, facing the mat. And the best way to keep an eye on that is to just make sure those baby toes are kind of heading in the direction of the mat if they're not quite touching it, like my weirdly short baby toes. Okay, so as always, a couple of options here. So you can stay here and just really get that stretch through the leg, engaging the belly, hugging the muscles in. Or on an inhale, you can lift the leg up, keep the foot flexed. And then options with the hands, you can reach out through the fingertips, reach forward, or maybe just gently have the baby finger on the mat. Mainly here we want to focus on the entire length of the body, from fingertips to toes. And then feeling that work through the front part of the body, front core mainly. One more inhale and exhale back to the mat. Take a moment here, shake out the hips. And then straightening the left leg, keep the toes tucked under. And then you're on, check in with the hip, make sure it's facing down towards the mat. And inhale, belly sucked in, lifting the leg off the mat. The foot doesn't need to go any higher than your hip, and the foot stays flexed. And then take your option with the right hand, maybe staying where you are, baby finger on the mat, or reaching forward. Breathing deeply all the while. One more in breath. And exhale, back to center. Gently shake out the hips. Okay, one more in breath here, and then exhale, coming back into child's pose. Take your preference, knees together or apart, forehead to mat or fists. And just take a moment here, observing your breath and body. Okay, on the next in-breath, slowly come back up to your seat, and then we'll make our way to standing. So I'll meet you in mountain pose, top of the mat. Okay, so feet parallel, together or about hip width apart, whatever feels good. And just take a moment here in mountain pose, finding your way into the transition to being upright again. Strong, engaged legs and feet, shoulders back and down, chest slightly lifted. Okay, let's just come into a simple crescent moon stretch here. So the feet can pretty much stay where they are. It's not really a balance pose as such. Inhale, sweep the arms up, grab onto the left wrist, and exhale, stretch out to the side, right side. Inhale, center, grab the right wrist, exhale to the left side. Keep going here, inhale, center, exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. One more. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. And inhale, back to center. This time, interlace the fingers. Reach up through the palms towards the ceiling. And just take a couple of deep belly breaths here. Feeling the lengthening of the sides. And on the next exhale, bring the hands down. Okay, lovely. Okay, we'll do our little half sun salutations. Stay mindful of the back, especially as we come into our forward bend. Bend the knees as much as you need. Bring the feet as wide apart as you like. Grounding through those feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, forward bend. Hands to mat or shins, relax the head and neck. Inhale, halfway, half forward bend, back flat, gaze forward. Exhale, full bend. Press through the feet and legs. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, back to the sides. Lovely. Take it nice and slow here. No need to rush. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, full bend. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the sides. Okay, and one more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, full bend. Press to the feet. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to the sides. Lovely. Again, taking a moment in mountain, observing breath and body. Maybe bringing the feet a bit closer together if they're wide. Okay, let's come into some of our standing poses now. So working a little bit of the legs, but then also staying focused on those sides, the back, the core. So let's bring the hands to the hips. Press through the left foot, shift the weight to the left leg. Inhale the right knee up. Exhale, step it back, high lunge. So front knee is bent. We're aiming to get to a 90-degree angle, but don't worry if you're not there yet. Back leg straight and strong without the knee being locked. If you have any wobbly issues tonight, just widen the legs apart or the feet apart. Finding your balance. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up. And just take a moment here again, just finding your stability. Squeezing the glutes a little sometimes can help. And just focusing on those strong leg muscles. Okay, I'm going to come into our forward bends here. So take one more in-breath and then exhale. Folding forward from the hips, reaching forward through the hands. Maybe the hands stay out parallel, or maybe you drop them down towards the mat, whatever works for you. Inhale up, keeping that belly engaged. Exhale down. So pelvis is working to stabilize you, and then the belly, the core is working to keep your balance, and also with the movements. Exhale down, third exhale down, inhale up. Two more, exhale down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale, reaching back up. And then exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Let's take a little break. Drop the back heel to the mat. So we're in warrior one pose this time. So the hips stay facing forward like in your lunge. The back heel is on the mat, the toes are turned out. And you're really using those back leg muscles to help bring that hip forward, keep it square. And then when you're ready, just bring the hands behind the back. Again, interlacing the fingers, roll the shoulders back and down. So grounding through the feet here, make sure the toes aren't scrunched up. And if it feels good with the lower back, you can just lean back a little, lifting upwards a little through the chest. Just add on a small back bend, but only if it feels good. Breathing deeply. One more inhale here. And then exhale. Let's bring those hands down to the mat. Frame the left foot. Drop the back knee, so kneeling lunge. And just take a moment here. Observe breath and body. All right, keeping the right hand on the mat. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Okay, we're going to bring the left hand inside of the left foot and then walk those hands out to the side and pivot on that right leg. So the right foot is going behind you. So we're basically turning out sideways on the mat, straightening that left leg as well. And then bring that right hand back onto the mat, underneath your shoulder, and we'll get ready for a side angle pose. So when you're ready, left toes are pointing away from body. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, and you can keep it up towards the ceiling, or if you want, reach over the head. So nice stretch along the left side of the body here. Slow, deep breaths. If you want a little more here, you could see if you could lift that left foot off the mat, even an inch or two. One more inhale and exhale. Drop the hand back to the mat. This time, if it works for you, maybe it wouldn't with the screen, but if you can, when you come back to kneeling, face the opposite side of the mat. So back and all fours. And then from here, just sink back into child's pose, white child, our knees together. And just take a moment here. Okay, on the next in-breath, slowly come back to all fours. And then we're going to step up to the top of the mat. So we're just going to do that little flow again from on the other leg. So doesn't matter if you want to go back to your original front of the mat, work away. All right, hands to the hips, shift the weight to the right leg. Inhale, left knee up, exhale, step back, high lunge. Take your time, find your stability. And once you're ready, on an in-breath, sweep the arms up, gazing up, reaching up. And again, maybe squeezing those glutes, keeping with the engagement of the leg muscles and down into the feet. And then let's do our nice, slow, easeful forward bends. Take one more in breath here and then exhale. Hinging from the hips, reaching forward. Inhale up. Exhale down, keeping the core engaged. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Two more here. Exhale, strong legs. Inhale. One more. Exhale. And inhale, back up. And exhale, rest the hands on the hips. Drop the back heel to the mat. So we're in warrior one pose. That left hip faces forward. Toes are slightly turned out. And you're using those back leg muscles to keep that hip forward. And very simply here, we'll just bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and down. You can stay like this with the spine long, or if it feels good, just slowly lean back a little. Opening a little more through the chest, feeling the back bend in the lower back, lumbar region. Hold for a couple of breaths. Strong legs, strong feet. Lovely. One more in-breath here. And exhale. Let's bring the hands down to the mat. Drop the back knee to kneeling lunge. Take a moment here. And then keeping the left hand on the mat. Inhale, reach up through the right arm, reach up, gaze up, and exhale back to the mat. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Two more, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and then bringing that right hand inside of the leg, walk the hands over to the side, pivot that left leg behind you, straighten out the right leg, toes pointing away, and then bring the left hand in under the shoulder. And when you're ready, inhale, reach up through the right hand, reaching up to the sky, or reach out over the head, whatever feels better for the shoulder. Opening up through that top line of the body. Slow, deep breaths, and if you wanted a little more work, you could lift the right foot off the mat. One more inhale and exhale. Back to kneeling on the mat or all fours. Turning around to the front of the mat, maybe this time if you didn't change from the back of the mat. And then exhale, back into child's pose. Take a moment here. Observe breath and body. Another option here, if you did want a deeper stretch, is to bend the arms at the elbows. Bring the hands together in prayer pose. Somewhere around the head, or maybe you're bringing those hands back towards the neck or the shoulders. So like a reverse prayer pose. And quite a nice stretch for the triceps as well. Okay. On the next in-breath, just coming up a little bit. And then we're going to come forward, lie on your front, on your mat. Let me just bring the camera in a little closer again. So we'll just do another gentle back bend here. Crocodile pose. So the feet can be about mat width apart. And then you're up on your elbows. Elbows roughly under the shoulders. And then you can just bring the hands up, rest your head in your hands. So it can help to rest the head. And you can squeeze the glutes here if you want a little bit more. Press down through the feet, just keep the legs active. Hold it here for a couple more breaths. If it gets too much, just come down. Bring the elbows a little further away from the hand or the body. Okay, one more in-breath here. And then exhale. We're going to come from our fronts and roll over onto whatever side leaves you facing the camera. So just rolling over to one side. You can use your bottom hand to rest your head on. And you can straighten out the legs as much as you want or can. But if you're feeling like you're going to roll forwards, then just bend that bottom knee or leg in particular. And again, just a simple kind of, we usually do this reclining crescent moon stretch on our backs, but we're doing it on our sides just to do something different. So when you're ready, inhale the top arm up and over. And what can be nice here is to rest that top arm on your head. So you're kind of taking the work out of it, but still getting a nice stretch. And deep breaths here. Feeling the movement, especially in the top ribs. But imagine breathing equally into both lungs all the while. One more in-breath here. And then exhale, slowly release. Rolling onto your front again and then rolling over onto the other side. I'm just going to swap sides so I'm still facing the camera. So just get nice and stable. And once you're ready, inhale, reach the top arm up and over and rest it on your head. Using your head as a prop. Again, breathing deeply, evenly into both lungs. One more in-breath here. And exhale, slowly roll back onto your front again. This time just rest your head in your hands. And maybe just gently shake the legs from side to side. Just take a moment here on your belly. And then when you're ready, slowly, either just rolling over onto your back if that works, or coming up and then coming down onto your back. And once you're there, just one at a time, hug those knees in towards your chest. Knees can be together or wide apart, and just gently rock from side to side. And then do a few hip circles by circling the knees, gently using your hands. Change direction. And then one last squeeze, hug the knees in towards the body. Deep breath in, and then on the exhale, release the feet back to the mat. And it's time now for Shavasana, so get comfy on your mat, stay warm. And once you're lying back down in Shavasana, we'll begin our guided relaxation. So once you're lying down on your backs, on your mats, take a deep breath in and exhale through the entire body. And then just simply notice the parts of your body touching the mat. And bringing your awareness to your head, forehead, eyebrows, temples, eyelids. Letting go of any holding or frowning there. Relaxing down through the nose, cheeks, ears, and then around the mouth and lips and the jaw. Letting go of any holding or tension. Let the shoulders relax down, away from the ears, and the shoulder blades melt to the mat. Arms and hands become heavy. Resting through the chest and heart center. Front ribs relax and open. The back ribs rest on the mat. The abdomen is open and relaxed. Pelvis and hips become heavy. Resting down through the big leg muscles, knees, lower legs, observing the heels on the mat, feet heavy, toes relaxed. Your body feels at rest, feels light, easeful, open. Your breath moves freely within. And if the mind starts to wander, just bring your attention back to your breath. Simply just follow it as it moves in and out of your body. Or maybe you feel like directing it to one part of your body. And now it's time to think about moving. So start to deepen your breath first of all. And then small movements back to the fingers, toes, then the hands and the feet. And once you're ready, roll over to one side and make your way back to your seat. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. I'm going to finish with the metta blessing. May all be filled with loving kindness. May all be well. May all be peaceful and at ease. May all be happy. Namaste.